I'm working on a battery that was run below the level it should be at, and 3 cell groups were below the low voltage. One was actually 1.5, 1 and 2 were 2.4, all the rest were 3.3. I don't know why those 3 in particular dropped down. There may be one bad cell in that group, or there's a weak cell anyway. But anyway, the situation was it would not charge, and you could not get the charger to start. And what you have to do in this case, and it's very dangerous, I wouldn't recommend it for average or people just learning to work on batteries, because it can be very dangerous. I ended up in the ER already once from batteries, but I guess I didn't learn my lesson. I'm still working on them. But anyway, what you have to do is you have to come in and find the absolute negative, which is this lead here, and or the negative pole of the battery, the negative side, and then the absolute positive. Okay, and then you have to take, now I jerry-rigged a mechanism up here to plug into the charger, and it's the plug that'll plug into the charger, and then I put alligator clips on the other end of it so I could put it on the battery at that point. And then I plugged it into the charger and turned the charger on. Now what we're doing is we're sending the charger's trying to put out 84 volts for this 72 volt battery, and since it's low, it'll find what the voltage is, and it was 66 volts or something like that, and so it started charging the cells up. And I continued to charge until I got those 3 cells that were low up to 3.2 volts and 3.1 volts. So I got those cell groups up to where they would take a charge, and so now the rest of the cell groups were 3.5 volts because it charged them up a little bit. And if you put it all back together right now, the BMS would allow a charge to happen, but those 3 cell groups would for quite a while be low until the balancing finally caught up with it. And ants don't, this is an ant BMS, don't have a lot of cell balancing in them, so it would make it very difficult to get to a balanced condition. So what I'm doing now is I have a balancing charger, and I'm balancing the 3 cell groups at 5.2 amps, and I'm trying to achieve any 3 of the other cells in the whole battery come up to 10.49 volts. So when those cell groups, those 3, which is what I'm charging right now, that were the low ones, are up to 3.49 or whatever the standard is, ending up being 10.49, okay, then I will stop that, and now all the cell groups are pretty common. Okay, so now what I also did when you do this is you have to take the wires off the BMS just for safety's sake. You don't want to confuse it. So taking these off, and if you do take these off, remember to put the negative lead on first with the black wire, and the positive lead is the last thing you put onto the BMS. Okay, and that's an order of taking them off also. So take off the positive and take off the negative. Okay, so now I'm charging it up. Like I say, when it gets up to 2.5, I'll probably go to even a little bit higher, because when you take the charger off, it drops back down. So I'll probably go to 2.7 or something like that, or 10.7 or something like that. And this is a very well constructed battery. I had to take it apart, but you can see that the solder connections are all very nicely done. And I won't mention the manufacturer because I don't want to badmouth the battery. Is very good. I think it was a matter of running it, over discharging it, and getting it down below where the BMS could bring it back up. Because the first thing I could do, I could get in with the BMS and look at it, and it's told me that it had a low cell. Looked at the cell groups, and it showed me the cell groups that were low, the 3 that I have found here and I'm repairing right now. And so everything was working right. It just I think the owner ran the battery into the ground basically, and so we just had to bring it back, and I button it all back up. It'll look really nice and pretty, I hope. Anyway.